So sometimes when you're slow matting, you start to feel like you're missing out a lot because you're not moving as fast and as frequently as some of the people around you. But that's a very important difference that you should know. We are not traveling right now. We're not on vacation. This is more of our lifestyle. So in this episode, I'm gonna show you what a regular day in the life of a slow matter looks like while living in Lima. Let's go. Guys, it's the first clear, super clear day we've had, especially since we've been in this apartment. It's been really foggy lately. They're going into winter, and yeah, you just can barely see past some of these buildings. But today I can see different shades of blue all the way from like the sky meeting the ocean, which I was not able to see before. I can see the mountain over here. I can actually see even one over there too, which again, I was not able to see before. So I think we're gonna spend today outside and enjoying the weather. Let's see what we get into. These oranges are juicy.
Yeah, you eat a lot in the middle. And now look.
One thing to know about Lima is there's a bunch of parks all over the place, like all lined around the coast. You're gonna find a bunch of parks, and it's definitely a place where you'll find a lot of locals too. This is something that people that live here love to go and do on the weekends with their kids, with their pets. It's just a really beautiful way to enjoy the area. And I know what you're probably thinking, isn't Peru a big desert? You're not wrong. It is a big desert, but despite this being one of the driest places on Earth, there's actually what's called melt water that flows down from the mountain, and it provides a natural irrigation source for all kinds of plants, even plants that are not native to this area. On top of that, the city of Lima has actually restored a bunch of parks in the area just for the simple fact to make it more attractive for travelers. And they do a really beautiful job. I mean, if you've ever watched the show Bridgerton, me and David always say we're gonna go on a promenade because that's what they say from Bridgerton, but it really feels like you're in this like flower garden, and it's just a really beautiful way to spend a sunny day. So for most of the year, there is a really thick fog that hangs over the ocean and spills over into the city, but it clears up for the summer part. The water in the winter is really cold, and in the summer it does warm up a little bit, but it's still really cold. So I for sure recommend a wetsuit if it's an activity that you're looking to do. Speaking of activities, if you're looking for surf lessons, Peru is a great spot. There's a lot of really good surf here. There's a lot of professional surfers in the area, and it's really easy to look for surf instructors. You can find them on Airbnb, you can go to TripAdvisor, even like hostels or hotels will have recommendations for you. So it's really easy to find, but another little trick that I would say is you can actually just walk down to the coast and you're gonna find a whole lineup of surfers waiting to give lessons to people just walking through. Look here. And they have extra surfboards with them. They have cars so they can lock all of your stuff while you go out and surf. They have extra wetsuits, so it's probably gonna be your cheapest bet if that's what you're looking for. All you need to do is take some soles with you. That's the local currency, because obviously they're only gonna take cash. So skateboarding has actually been something I've always wanted to be good at, but I just was never coordinated enough, and I think I just didn't have people around me telling me what to do and what I was doing wrong and how to improve, and I kind of just gave up. But when I went to Canada with David, he actually took me to a skate shop to buy my very first skateboard. Where are we going, baby?
The skate shop.
So that I could actually start giving it a real shot. And luckily, he is actually a really good skater, so I have my very own skateboard instructor. Obviously, skating is not something that I'm particularly great at, But honestly, I don't care. I have so much fun doing it, and it's been a childhood dream of mine to know how to skate.
Got my first board in Canada at a local spot.
And I'm actually a huge advocate for having hobbies that you just love doing. You don't have to be great at them. You could just simply do them because it makes you happy. You know, keep the adventure alive.
So now I'm committed. I have to learn how to skate.
All right, and now it's time for lunch.
We were looking for a place to eat, and I remembered this little like cafeteria type of place, so we came back to it, and lo and behold, there's a soccer game, and everyone is going to ape shit.
So if you don't know this already, let me be the first to tell you, soccer all over the world outside of the States is known as football. It's a huge fucking deal in South America. So currently the World Cup is happening, and I don't know much about soccer, so I'm not gonna pretend like I do, but I know that it's happening, and Peru did not qualify. But despite the fact that they're not actually competing for the World Cup, everyone is still watching wholeheartedly. The whole place is packed wall to wall. They're cheering. People love football here. Let me tell you about the Sangucherias. They're basically the taco stands of Peru, and people here love them. They're so simple, but they have them for breakfast, for lunch, and I've even had some for dinner sometimes.
Okay, the one we're getting is lomo, and I really like lomo because I like the lomo saltados here, which is basically, I think it's filet meat. And it's just like super tender, and they put it in sandwiches with cheese and onions.
Actually, there was a sandwich stand right on the corner of where we used to live in Barranco, and there's some all over the city. Actually, I was kind of thinking about doing an episode just exploring a bunch of sangucherias, sorry. If that sounds like something you guys would be interested in, tell me yes or no in the comments. Okay, before heading back home, we popped into the grocery store just to pick up a couple of things. Honestly, I was gonna leave this out of this episode, but I left it in because I wanna just point out a few things. There's a few grocery stores sprinkled throughout the city, and they all offer a little bit of different products. So first of all, you have 𝐷. This is actually one of the more expensive grocery stores, but they do have a lot of brands that as an American you're gonna be very familiar with. The next big one is called, and I might be saying this wrong, Totus? I'm gonna say it like with the Spanish accent because I think that's how you're supposed to. But this is gonna be the closest thing to like a Walmart. This is where I would recommend if you're looking for something that has the same type of products as like a Walmart would have. Then you have Vivanda. This is probably one of my favorites. It's reasonably priced. You're gonna find a lot of familiar brands, but a lot of brands that you don't know about because they're here from Peru. But the prices are not that expensive compared to 𝐷. The last one I want to talk about is Metro. This is the grocery store David and I used to go to when we lived in Barranco. It's got local prices, it has a lot of local brands, not too much variety, but the prices are really good. So to wrap up this beautiful sunny day, of course, we have to catch sunset. First of all, because Lima has beautiful sunsets, girls. It sets right on the ocean and it sends this like orange cascade of colors just streaking across the sky. It's beautiful. So we try to catch sunsets as much as possible.
We're gonna enjoy the sunset from our balcony because it's beautiful, and maybe make a spaghetti dinner and sit outside with a glass of wine because the sun is setting and it's a beautiful day and it's still so clear. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode. Please give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next video.